Hello children. Today we will be learning Geography, Class 6, Chapter 4, Weather and Climate. Let's begin. The weather conditions of a few places in India are as follows. Use the table to answer the questions. In which place will the clothes on a clothesline dry quickly and why? In which place will they dry slowly and why? Will the atmospheric conditions at these places always remain the same or will they change? Now let's look at the explanation. The weather conditions at each of the places given above are different. Kochi has cloudy weather. It means there is little sunlight. The rainy season has started and moisture in the air will be high. Hence, it will take a long time for the clothes to dry. You may have observed a similar situation at your place during the rainy season. At Bhopal, there is hot sun. The water in the wet clothes gets converted into vapor quickly and the clothes will dry within a short time. Mussoorie is located to the north of the Tropic of Cancer. Hence, it receives less solar heat. The air there is cool too due to its location on a mountain. Clothes take longer to dry here because of the medium heat and cool air. Factors like heat, moisture, and wind influence the time taken by the clothes to dry. However, these conditions keep on changing. We always experience such changes. Now, can you tell which of the following statements are applicable to the conditions that you have experienced today or yesterday at the place where you live? It was cold in the morning. In the afternoon, it became sultry. It rained suddenly in the afternoon. Cool breeze was blowing at dawn. Clouds gathered in the evening. The night sky was full of stars and a pleasant breeze was blowing. Think about the conditions that you have experienced today or yesterday and answer it. Weather. We all always experience atmospheric conditions prevailing at a place and at a given time. We often talk about it, but these conditions are short-lived. This is what we call weather. For example, we say the weather is hot, cool, dry, sultry, etc. Can you tell, since childhood, you have experienced summers, rainy seasons, and winters? On the basis of your experience, answer the following. In which months do summer, rainy season, and winter occur in a year from January to December? Show it in a chart. Which special clothes do we use if it's raining? When do we use woolen clothes? In which season do we mainly use thin cotton clothes? Climate. You must have noticed that each season lasts for a particular period and each season occurs at a particular time of the year. The scientists observe the weather in a region for many years. With the help of such studies, they define the mean weather conditions. The average weather condition of a place observed over a long period of time is the climate of that region. Climate is generally expressed as cool and dry, or hot and humid, or hot and dry, etc. The weather changes quite often due to the changes in temperature, winds, and humidity, etc. We always experience these changes. A sum total of all these elements define weather. These affect our day-to-day activities and lifestyle. Elements of weather are taken into consideration while describing the climate. We will look at it in the further slide. Take a nice look at this figure. These are the elements of weather. Elements of weather comprises of temperature, air pressure, winds, moisture or atmospheric pressure, precipitation. They are further divided into subtopics. Temperature. The Earth's surface gets heat from the sun. As a result, the surface gets heated up. The air close to the surface starts becoming hot, and later, one by one, different layers of air at higher elevation receive heat. Therefore, as we move upward from sea level, the temperature of air decreases. The temperature also goes on decreasing from the equator towards both the poles. Air pressure. Air has weight. As a result, it creates pressure. It is called air pressure. The lowermost layers of air get subjected to the pressure of the upper layers. Hence, the density of the lower layers of air increases. There is greater air pressure near the surface of the earth, and it decreases with increasing height. This is vertical air pressure. These changes also occur in a horizontal manner. This gives rise to winds. Winds. Air starts moving from high pressure towards low pressure areas in a horizontal direction. This moving air is called wind. Wind blows from high to low pressure areas, and its speed depends on the amount of difference in air pressure. Moisture. The atmosphere contains vapor. The air that has greater amount of vapor is called humid air. The humidity in the atmosphere is called moisture. The proportion of moisture in the atmosphere depends on the temperature. Air with higher temperature holds a greater amount of moisture. Vapor in the atmosphere condenses into water droplets or snow particles. Their showering on the earth is called precipitation. Your rainfall, snowfall, hailstorm, etc. are forms of precipitation. To summarize whatever we learnt above, we can safely say that weather is described on the basis of the conditions prevailing at the given time, while climate is described on the basis of conditions prevailing over a long period of time. Weather keeps changing frequently and we can experience the changes easily. Changes in the climate take place over a long period of time. These are not perceived easily. Latitudinal position, height above sea level, nearness to ocean, oceanic currents, etc. are the factors that influence climate. Besides these, mountain ranges, types of land, local winds are other factors that influence the climate of a region. Here I have an image of cyclone Nisarga that hit Maharashtra on June 1st, 2020. This image is captured from windy.com. You can check this website by going into it and you will get live updates on weather, wind and waves. Always remember, the weather at a place keeps changing frequently, but the climate does not change that often. The climate is different at different locations. Within our country, India, it is cool at some places and hot at some other places. It may be humid in some areas and dry in others. Do you know the climate affects the entire living world in different ways? Life mostly thrives in regions which have a conducive climate. The climate also influences the diet, shelter, etc. of living things. The distribution of water on the earth is also a controlling factor of the climate. That's all for today. We learned a lot of things about the weather and climate. Please make sure you go through the video again and understand it better. If you have any doubts, please feel free to reach out. Thank you, children.